Hi, and welcome to WFP's new supply chain matrix. After downloading the file, click on Enable Content on the top yellow bar. Click on Main and fill in basic project information. First time you run the application, there will be a red disconnected warning prompting you to install Postgre database driver, run the installation file, and restart Windows. Next time you open the main sheet, you will be prompted to connect to WFP VPN. Type in a plant code and the historical start date of the data to be imported, and click on the purple barrel icon. If everything is done correctly, you should now see a list of activities of the selected country office. You can also manually add any missing or new activities. The next step is to fill in the route mapping sheet. The purple barrel icons download data from WFP dots, while the blue ones use previously cached data to minimize network traffic and speed up the process for you and other matrix users. If you can't find a location within the list, you can always add it manually using the green plus icon above every table. Always remember that you must delete any location that is not used in the transport network. To do that, simply click inside the line and hit the trash icon. If you accidentally delete an entry point that is being used in the transportation network, it will be marked with a little X icon. You need to correct any marked lines within the route mapping before proceeding to any other sheet within the matrix. Now let's add some currencies to be used for transportation and other services rates. Transportation modes are set by default in accordance with historical data, but you may select any other mode found in your transportation modes table. If the country utilizes a DP Direct transport leg, first add it to the Transhipment Points table by clicking on the post sign icon, which you can then manually select from the drop-down menus. There is a little bulb icon in almost every sheet in the matrix that you may refer to for tips, mainly regarding data entry. This blue file icon will take you to the notes sheet, which you should only use to justify any irregularities to the conventional matrix workflow. Next stop, commodity data. Start by clicking the refresh button to fill in the list of commodities used in this country. The package column will be used to calculate the transport cost premium later on, and the way it works is by applying a gross factor on top of the commodity's net tonnage. Fill in the tonnage for the needs-based and implementation plans, and delete any unused commodities. Next, fill in the needs or implementation-based plan depending on whichever was selected in the main sheet. Carefully note this red message above the table indicating that the values in this sheet will be ignored as the selected plan is different. Assign the entire project tonnage to all of the three designated sheets. The balances above the table are those from the selected plan, minus whatever is allocated in this sheet. The ones on the left, however, are specific to the previous source of tonnage, being the commodity in this case. The allocation to transshipment point is exactly the same except for the fact that the balances are based on the entry allocations. And as you may have already guessed, the FDP balances are based on those in the transshipment sheet. Now let's talk about transport premium, using the entry points sheet as an example. Let's say a certain packaging type was agreed to have a premium of 10% over the transported net tonnage. Going back to the commodities sheet, you may click on the pen icon and type in the 10% in the settings sheet. Note how the total gross tonnage column values are changing only for this packaging type and will only be used for transportation costs. Now let's do variable costs. Fill in the rates per 1 metric ton and specify the currency. And let's do the same for the next two sheets. Salaries and miscellaneous costs. Go to the salaries sheet and refresh to bring in all the activities, including the non-food transfer this time. Fill in all the relative positions, area, grade, and step, which will match the annual salary from the settings and rates sheet. Type in each project's contribution percentage until the consumption column reads 100%. Salary rates are annual and must be checked against the latest approved WFP rate. Also make sure there are no duplicates, otherwise the first found rate will be used. The next sheet is the miscellaneous cost. Start by refreshing to load the list of activities, then select the appropriate cost driver for each cost item. Fill in the rates and notice how they will either be marked as an annual or per 1 metric ton. By now the matrix is almost ready and there are no more entries to be carried out. Open each report sheet and click on the refresh icon to populate all the costs that will be used in the summary report. In case tonnage allocations have changed, you will be notified to refresh again. Once all the reports are populated correctly, there will be a green little tick icon across each of them, confirming that the total value of each individual report matches the value listed in the summary report. As we will see later in the summary report, a particular year can be selected and all reports will apportion their cost accordingly. The email button will generate and attach the memo and report and draft a standard email to the intended recipients specified in the settings sheet. Our last stop is the summary report, which covers the entire project period unless otherwise specified. To reset it, simply clear the only yellow cell in the sheet. Thank you for watching and good luck.